Bom dia, hermanos. This is your man Larry, the American Brazilian, saying good morning. Espero que tenham um ótimo dia. I hope you guys are having a good day. Listen, I wanted to briefly jump on and talk a little bit about the situation of the gentleman bringing his son McDonald's and the lady, the custodial parent, I guess, with his child and 3 additional children, if I got that correctly, and how she behaved and just kind of how that relates and my own personal experience and my thoughts on it. Now I'll try to be as brief as possible. So if you've been living under a rock, there's this story about a single mother who has 4 children. One of the fathers decided to bring his son some McDonald's. I guess the kid likes McDonald's. Well, she was irate and got very belligerent and disrespectful because she felt like, apparently he had done this before. And she was saying that, well, if you can't bring McDonald's for everybody, then you can't bring McDonald's for one person. Now, I understand her logic in a sense of they're brothers. They probably get along, brothers and sisters, they probably get along great. They're probably accustomed to sharing, which is a good trait to have. I understand that. But she's wrong in a sense of she can't dictate his pockets. Number one, she doesn't really know what his pockets were. It could have been a situation where he just may have had it that day, or the times that he came by, he may just have had it. And then as a father, it brings a sense of pride and joy to be able to do good things, nice things for your children, even if it's just buying them their favorite meal. That makes us feel good, and it makes them feel good as well. And it's not so much about the food as it is about him being present in that child's life, and that child recognizing, oh, okay, if I want something to eat, I just call my daddy. I know he'll do it for me. That's pretty big, that a child can depend on his father even at a young age. Well, story goes on. She got irate. Not only did she not accept it, but she literally threw the food in the street and began to call him all types of disparaging names and, the typical, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be correct. So it was just a bad situation. So my personal story is this. I was married twice, 2 different times than where I am now. And both of those times were to ladies who had children. Now, the first experience was horrible. It was, oh my goodness, it was absolutely horrible it was just a bad situation. That's something that I was like, oh my goodness. The father's always in your business. It was a bad situation. The second situation, children were pretty much kind of grown, and it was a very pleasant experience. So for me, I can't say that all single parents, it's, every situation is going to be horrible. I can't say that. I don't like using words like always and never, because you can't really use those words because there's always exceptions to every rule. I do, however, understand people who say, you know what, based on either, an experience, a dating experience, or an experience from somebody who's dear to me, who I saw firsthand the stuff that he had to deal with, that's not a route that that's not a direction that I'm going to go in. And now I understand that. I get that. And I thought about how does that relate to, like, say, countries like Brazil or Colombia or places like that. Yeah, you have people who are in situations like that from a standpoint of single mothers. There are a lot of single mothers in Brazil. However, you have to think of the patriarchal mindset or the vibe that's there. So you're not really going to see a lot, if any, of that. So it's a difference. Am I saying that you should go to Brazil and date a single mother? No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is this: every situation is different, and even here, every situation is different. However, in places like Brazil and Colombia, where there's this patriarchal system, you don't really see things like that. You'd be hard pressed to find a video of a woman lambasting or being disrespectful to her child's father. And I mean, he could be the worst of the worst, because I mean, that's just, you just don't do that. Men don't play that. But in any event, I just thought it was a bad situation. I thought that the guy, if it's the situation where when he met her, she had 2 or 3 children, or she had 3 children, then, you know, for him to, excuse me, have relationships with her unprotected, it kind of makes you wonder what he was thinking. Like, how did you think this was going to end? And I will say this, typically people don't get like that. You know who you're dealing with because you see certain snippets of who they really are in their worst in their worst moments, you know, in situations that are very stressful. You see how they respond. So I don't know, obviously I disagree with, I understand what she was saying, but I disagree that he had or should have been forced or made to feel like he should have spreaded his money throughout to all the children. Now, I think, here's the thing, I'll say this. I think maturity teaches us to be able to understand things even when we disagree with them. I'll give you a very, very poor analogy. So I grew up in the hood, right? So I understood, and I had both of my parents, but I understood some people, they only had one parent, lights would be off, and just like really, really bad situations. And I understood why some people would resort to crime or sell drugs. Well, I understood that. I disagreed with it, but I understood it. And in situations like that, I understood what she was saying, but I disagreed with it. So she needs to figure out how she can better parent, better handle her responsibilities. Not saying that she does a poor job, but blaming somebody for something that's not their responsibility is definitely not a good look, and that's a telltale sign that you probably need more help than you may be letting on. In any event, let me know what you guys think. I think it's an overwhelming majority of men that will probably say, you know what, I hear what you're saying, brother, but I'm not dealing with a single mother, period. And I would just say this, man, I get it, I understand it. Just know that every situation is different. Not all single mothers are like her. Not all children are horrible. And we don't know that those children are horrible. It's probably just the mother, which, parents like that, I hope the children were not present while she was kind of going on her tirade of ignorance. But in other countries, like I have cousins who are single parents, and they're great people. They're good. They don't talk bad about the child's father. They're very respectful. They just, had a situation where they had a child out of wedlock, and that happens. But in any event, let me know what you guys think. That's my spin on it. That's my take on it. I think she was wrong. I think she needs to rearrange her rocks and find a better position to sleep in her very difficult situation. And she needs to learn from it. But I think the backlash that she'll probably get, that she's getting and will continue to get from this situation, is probably going to be more than what she thought. I think she thought that, well, she's going to make him look bad when she made herself look like a very, very horrible parent. And if her picture is not already out there, I'm sure it will be in the coming days. In any event, this is your man Larry, the American Brazilian. Lembra-se, gente, no Deus jogador, Deus joga. Até a breve, é verdade. Have an awesome day. So this is a part 2 to the video that you just seen. After I made my video this morning concerning the whole McDonald's baby mama debacle, another video surfaced, and just as I said, her picture, her likeness, her basically giving her reasons why she made that video, it surfaced. And from what I can gather, she was saying that they were in a relationship. When they were in a relationship, her and the baby's father, her youngest child's father, he would not only do this for his son, but he would do this for everybody. That they were still being intimate, and she felt like she was not wrong, and she doesn't really care about, I think the term she used, dragging. She doesn't really care about people dragging her on the internet, because she knows that she, I guess in her own mind, had a point. And it just, I don't know. I still feel the same way. I think he did what he did out of the goodness of his heart while they were together. He's still not obligated. And there was another video I saw of her talking about, if your child's father is dating someone else, put them on child support. If they are doing something else, you know, you keep the children away from the father. I mean, just very toxic, mean-spirited, vengeful, hateful things. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, you knew, I don't know. It's like, I want to feel sorry for him, and to some degree I do. On the same token, it's like you knew. I have to believe that this was the type of person that you were laying down with, and you understood the possible repercussions of that you would face if the relationship went left, and it did. And just to look at her, she has this real wild-eyed, psychotic kind of vibe, you know, which she might be a good person, I don't know. But she has this weird look, and I'm gonna put her picture up before this, and everything's fair use. So, I don't know. I think in her mind, she probably is confusing fame with infamy. America loves the underdog, but it hates the villain. And when I say it hates the villain for no reason. Like, if there's no method to your madness. Now, I'm sure a lot of single mothers might probably, the vengeful kind, jump on her bandwagon and try to big her up. But I think what she's not taking account of is, God forbid he takes her to court, he'll probably win, and he'll probably get shared custody. And if I were him, I would gather all the videos together and build a case and go to court and attempt to obtain joint custody with my son, for my son. I don't think she realizes that America's gonna chew her up and spit her out. And no, infamy is not a good thing. And I think pain is gonna teach this young lady what pride pride didn't allow her to learn. So it's a bad situation. And wow. Just check it out. The video's out there. Just check it out, and you'll see her. And she's saying some very, very mean-spirited things. So I don't know if this guy, he probably will never see this, but if he sees something that's in the red pill space, stay away from her and people like her. A ti a Bravi, é verdade.